Hi, it's Joe from the old garage. Today I thought we would talk about test lights for a minute. I'm going to show you some that I made here. They're easy to make. They're also very inexpensive to buy. So I have a number of test lights here. This is an old one I bought from Napa years ago. You've all seen these. You've probably seen lots of them like this. You can buy one like this on the internet for a couple of bucks, and they're a great tool. This one here, this is one I made years ago. This was my first test light. I made it from a turn signal or something from an old junk car. This is probably, I don't know, over 50 years old. I know for sure it's over 50 years old. These are some other ones I've made over the years, and I use them for all kinds of things. This is real simple. It's just a bulb with a couple alligator clips on the end, right? The wires are soldered on the bulb, and I wrapped them with some electrical tape. This one's a little bit more elaborate. It's got a fuse built into it. You really don't need a fuse in a test light because the test light's the load, so you're not going to short anything out. This is a little bit better version, and this is the one you probably want to make if you're going to make one today. This is just a socket. This is a 3156 bulb. It's replaceable. One of the things that happens to the bulbs is because they're glass, they break. And all I've done is this socket came with a couple pigtails, and I put a couple banana jacks on them. I like the banana jacks so I can plug in different things like, I don't know, I can put an alligator clip on here. And, all kinds of different accessories, probes, all kinds of different things are available. What we use a test light for, most people use it for looking to see if I have power somewhere. And the bulb lights. But does that tell me how much voltage I have there? Not really. It just tells me that I have enough voltage there to light the light. If I had, say, resistance in the circuit somewhere, corrosion, bad connector, something like that, my test light might still light, but would I know that I don't have 12 volts there? Because I don't. And that's one of the downfalls of a test light. They're a great tool, very useful tool, but a lot of times you don't know if you really have the full 12 volts there or not. All you know is there's enough voltage there to light the light. Also, with some of our modern computer-controlled devices we have in cars today, oftentimes a test light can cause the computer to shut the circuit down and not it'll read that the circuit is not powered when there's nothing wrong with the circuit. The computer shut it down to protect itself. We got to keep that in mind too, so it's important that we know the resistance of our test light and the resistance of the whatever it's testing. So I'm going to light that test light again. And I said there wasn't 12 volts available to it there. And I'm just going to take and I'm going to read my voltages here. And as you can see on my meter there, right, 11 volts is available there. This light's not lit at all, and how much voltage is available there? Half a volt. Right? What if we switch it and we use the other bulb? These bulbs are all different sizes, so they're going to take different amounts of current. Again, that one's lit again. That one's getting 10 volts. This bulb here, right, is taking almost, well, close to 2 volts, 1.8. Notice that, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that bulb is lit just a little bit, right? And that would tell us we have a problem. But with this bulb here, this seems to be lit. Would that one tell us we had a problem? Possibly if we were familiar with the test light and we knew how bright it should be. But really, it just tells us we have voltage there. The way to use, best way to use the test light is in conjunction with a multimeter like I just did. My test light lights, so I know I have voltage there, but I don't know if it's how much voltage is there. So now I take a simple voltage reading across my test light and I see I have 10 volts there. I know I'm losing 2 volts somewhere else because it's a 12 volt system. Now I know I'm losing 2 volts somewhere else. Now I can test, am I losing on the ground side or on the power side? If I measure the power side, oh, there's my 2 volts. If I measure the ground side, no voltage loss. So that's the best way to use a test light. Uses a load device in conjunction with your voltmeter, and then you know whether there's power there or not. And again, if I take the load out of there, take the second load out of the circuit, now I only have one load, and if I measure my voltage there at my test light, all right, I have 12 volts. So that's the best way to use a test light, is in conjunction with a multimeter. It's not something that replaces the multimeter. Multimeter is not something that replaces the test light. They both be used together, right? And they're both valuable tools that can be used to diagnose electrical systems. My name's Joe, and this is the Old Garage. Have a nice day.